So you know our policy here on the Six Pack thus far is we won't talk to A-list celebrities.
We don't want the biggest of the big names. Everybody's talking to them.
No, so we will talk to their family members, their significant others, their cousins, but not the
garbage men, whatever.
Yeah. So we have talked to, for example, Kelly O'Donnell, not Rosie O'Donnell.
That is her ex-wife.
We have talked to Donald Trump Jr. actually last week on the show.
As opposed to Donald Trump Sr.
Yeah. And by design. This is by design.
Perfectly by design. That we've rejected some of these people.
And today, David Janet, we turned down Madonna, right?
Yeah, I figured we didn't need it.
She has been calling. I mean, how many times has she called you?
I mean, it's getting annoying. She wakes me up. I mean, she calls me at all hours.
Personally, and says, can I get on the Six Pack?
All the time.
How about you dial up Madonna's brother right about now?
All right, that sounds good.
Because we want to talk to Christopher Ciccone.
Yeah.
Christopher, in his own right, is an interesting guy. He's really a jack of all trades, and he's been in Madonna videos. He's done set production for her concerts.
Yeah, he's an artist. He's a stylist. He is a gay man. He had a very public feud with her, and he did write a book in 2008 all about his sister. So we'll pry in there and see what we can get out of Mr. Ciccone.
We're also going to be checking our Twitter and Facebook for your questions to ask Christopher.
Hi, Christopher. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a little gloomy in Hollywood today, but what the hell, you know?
Oh, please don't talk to New Yorkers about gloominess.
Yeah.
Do you have us on speaker, sir?
I do.
Oh, we got a big sigh out of him. Oh, okay, I'll pick up the phone.
Handheld. Now, it's not like there's anybody else listening but me.
So we were looking at your wiki, and it says you're an artist, film director, artistic director, dancer, best-selling author, interior furniture designer.
Yeah.
Right now, what is your passion? What is Christopher Ciccone all about?
Right this minute?
Right this minute.
I am in the middle of designing a line of shoes and boots and sneakers that'll be out this fall under the Ciccone name.
Look at you. Now, I feel like all the Real Housewives are making shoes and boots. Do you feel like that's some competition there or no?
Well, maybe I can get them into mine if their feet aren't too big.
Yeah.
You know, because frankly, I think most of them are drag queens, in my opinion.
That's a fair point.
They are starting to look more and more drag queenish, aren't they?
Good ones, by the way. I've seen some good ones. They are starting to look freakish.
Yeah.
Now, you live out in L.A., and you're a gay man. Do you live it up? Do you do Sunday Fun Day? Do you go out to the Abbey and the bars?
You know, I haven't been out in a while. I was kind of sort of a creature of habit when I was going out. I kind of would just go to the same places. Like David Cooley is a good friend of mine, and I used to hang out at the Abbey, but it's more like a train station now than a bar to me.
Yeah, we were just out there last week. It's a big mix of gay, straight, lesbian. We couldn't tell what was going on.
It just felt like everyone's waiting on something, you know? I'm not sure what it is.
I like that description.
I didn't know what we were waiting for, but drinks, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much kind of hanging at my place with friends and that kind of stuff, you know, unless there's something specific to go do.
And the other thing, you are a Michigan native, and we've been going out to Detroit. We went out for the auto show, and we're actually going for Pride. What is Detroit
Pride?
Yeah, what is that?
I can't imagine. I imagine it must be in Royal Oak or something, or Farmington or some shit.
Your guess is as good as ours.
It can't be downtown. I can't imagine that. Like, it was a great place to come from. Like, you got a good, healthy education on living in a city and just multiculturalism being there, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of prepared you for the rest of the world.
I see here you directed a music video for Dolly Parton, and I love Dolly, but
that was a while ago.
I've become a little concerned that she's starting to go the Joan Rivers route. I mean, the surgeries are going bonkers, and I don't want it to ruin her voice because her mouth won't be able to move.
No, I like, that was a great experience, and I love her dearly, but she looks like a Muppet now.
Yeah, what year did you work with her?
98, 97.
So it was still... Yeah.
And she still looked like her, but it's like her mouth is so big now, she looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
We'll see if she asks you to direct her next video now.
I don't think that'll happen. We had a great experience.
Yeah.
She was the only person that I directed a music video for that ever called the next day to thank me.
Really?
Just class.
Well, that's cool. that good Southern charm.
Yeah, and just really cool on the set. And I mean, she arrived on the set completely made up at 6 o'clock in the morning in an outfit and went into the trailer and disappeared for 2 hours, came back out in a different outfit looking exactly the same. I'm like, what have you been doing in there for 2 hours? We could have been shooting, but it was a trip. It was a trip, but she was great to work with.
Now, speaking of music videos, I mean, you were actually in some of Madonna's music videos. Did she call you the next day to thank you at least?
I think we know the answer to that now.
I just remember getting paid $50 for that shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was Lucky Star.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've ever been in.
So she was just paying you scale. That's what you're telling us.
Totally scale.
Wow. Did you say maybe throw me a little something?
No, please. It was, I don't know. I was 24. What the hell did I know?
Yeah. I saw a sit down with you and Mo Rocca discussing.
That's a funny interview.
Yeah, discussing what it was like to play Monopoly with Madonna, and it actually sounds very similar to how it was in my family, because if my brother was losing, the board got flipped, hotels were thrown, pieces. So she was tough, huh?
She was tough. She's still tough, but I know you want to talk. We can talk about Madonna, but that Mo Rocca bit is actually really funny.
We'll post it so everyone can see it. He does a reenactment of it. Yeah.
I didn't know that I was so exhausted. I just was not having any of his stupid games.
Well, it does have to get exhausting. I mean, granted, you wrote Life with My Sister Madonna in 2008, but it does have to get exhausting when people constantly ask you about her, no?
Well, look, it's not. I knew going into this project, purposely told myself that it wasn't going to be a problem, that I was going to just enjoy the whole process of it. But it was good, and I'm glad I did it. And the book's out in 25 languages now. So
New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What do you make of the endless debate of who's more original, her or Lady Gaga? Do you find the whole debate to be reductive? That's the question.
Fuck. I gave her shit for saying that on Facebook, and I got a lot of shit for it.
Did you get a call from Sis?
No, just from her fans.
Oh.
But what about the Gaga thing, though? Because you obviously knew your sister at the age where Gaga is now, et cetera.
Yeah. Look, there are a great deal of similarities that she lifted from our shit. That's fine. Because we were working from inspiration from other people from the 20s and 30s when we were doing stuff together. So, as far as originality is concerned, we try to make it our own. Gaga's sort of taken it to this. The problem, if there is a problem with Lady Gaga, for me, is that she sort of started already as a character of herself. And once you do that, there's really nowhere else for you to go.
Yeah.
I mean, Madonna sort of started out as Madonna.
Yeah. I can't even imagine sitting down with the drink with the real Lady Gaga or whatever her...
Because nobody knows what that is.
No one knows what that is.
The problem with that is that you're always disconnected from your audience because nobody really knows who or what you are. You never see the real person. It's always some concoction she's wrapped up in, and which is probably where she's going to end up now. I mean, I think what it was the cover of Vogue or something where you actually got to see what she really looks like, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's probably where she's headed. I don't know where else to go. I mean, she did kind of fuck it up for everybody else who wants to do anything a little bit weird.
Right.
Because now you're compared to her.
No, totally. I showed up at the studio today wearing a meat dress, and everyone was rolling their eyes, oh.
I'm sure they'll end up doing something together. I know my sister.
Oh.
She'll make use of whatever's popular.
Yeah. We mentioned to people that you were going to be on the show, and we got a bunch of questions on Twitter and Facebook. So Brad on Facebook says he's wondering whether you and Madonna, if your relationship has gotten closer now that Guy Ritchie is out of the picture.
A little bit, not much. I think she's still kind of upset, and that's probably not going to go away. We can't go back. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. What's the deal with Guy Ritchie? He's a homophobe? I mean, that's the way you've described him before, right?
Worse than that, he's an idiot. I mean, I can deal with being called a fag. I really don't give a shit.
Right.
But I've got really thick skin, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But he just had a thing about him.
Yeah, maybe he had a little crush on you.
God, that's frightening. I mean, look, it's in the book. When I went to their wedding, at the reception, it was a week-long event, and every night, one of his buddies would get up and give a toast at dinner. And every night, one of his buddies would make a gay joke, a comment about fags, and I'm cool, whatever. If it's funny, I'd laugh. Most of them weren't, But this went on for 5 nights in a row. His best man, they get up and they do their half-an-hour speech.
Right.
was all about, wouldn't it be funny if Guy was gay? And isn't this funny? And it was just really bad.
Right.
Not funny.
Yeah.
And I had enough. So I just got up and walked out of the room.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's got to be tough to be the gay guy in the room listening to that endlessly.
I wasn't the only one, and I was really kind of pissed off that the other ones didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? They were so busy with their heads up other people's asses.
Yeah.
Can I say that the gayest thing I've ever done in my entire life was go to a Madonna concert at Madison Square Garden on ecstasy. And I actually did not take my shirt off, but to be around that many shirtless, sweating gay guys at a Madonna concert, I mean, that's pretty gay. Can you even think of anything gayer than that?
No. Well, yeah, but I can't. I'm not going to say it.
Well, you could say it.
No, I'm not going to say it.
What are you thinking of the new stuff?
I don't particularly like the Super Bowl song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get MIA. I really don't get what she...
Hey, ho, hey,
I don't know what you're
Madonna.
doing there. You know, I get the Nicki Minaj thing, and she kind of works for me.
Yeah.
In that setting, I just I don't get it.
How do they all get it together so that they can make this happen and nobody's stepping on anybody? Or though
Because she controls it. They don't get to do what they want to do. Well, did you see the performance at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Now, it was Madonna's show, but the person who got most of the attention afterwards was MIA.
Well, that's why she was pissed, right?
Yeah, I would say so. But it was a great move on MIA's part, you know, because I know Madonna in rehearsal, and I know that things are a certain way, and that's it, you know. And I want her to do great, and I love my sister. You know, I just the new stuff doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll remix well. Who knows?
We have another question here from Twitter. High Pitch Mike from the Howard Stern Show. He says,
he loves your sister. Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this one. Can you get him backstage passes to her New York City show?
Yeah. Tell him I'll meet him at the door.
Yeah. Listen.
Whatever. Thank God I don't have to do that shit anymore.
Yeah. What of yours do you want to promote right now more than anything else? I mean, what can we move product here at the Six Pack?
Well, look, you know what? I think just keep your eye out for this fall line of shoes and boots and sneakers, and that's what I'll be promoting in the fall. And we'll see in the next couple of months, maybe a restaurant in New York I'll be designing. And
oh, nice.
And I'm also, like I said, looking to direct my first film this year.
All right. Well, we'll be waiting for your restaurant and your boots.
You know, well, let's talk again in the fall.
Yeah.
We can talk about the boots and shoes, and maybe you'll be wearing a pair of them. Maybe I'll be nice to you and send some.
Yeah, send us some. I've always wanted to look like a Real Housewife and dress up in drag.
He actually means that.
No, I'm not doing those kind of shoes, man. It's not like that. I'm doing some classy, cool, really cool shit. So.
All right, nice.
Friend me on Facebook, and you can follow me at Christopher CX on Twitter.
Christopher, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
All right.
Take care.
Take it easy.
The Six Pack.